All right, so I already made a quick video about the protein and the carbs, so I just found it necessary to make another video about the oils and fats and also seasoning to make your food taste great, and also talk about condiments to make your food taste great as well. So I just want to get into it and just kind of touch up on a couple other things first before we get into the seasonings. But when it comes to the meat, I already talked about the protein, but when it came to the meats, I talked about the protein side of it. But when it comes to the fats, there are some proteins that have some fats in it, and there are some meats that are fat-free, or 99% fat-free rather, such as like chicken breast and ground turkey. But there are protein options out there that are also high in fat, such as whole eggs, whereas egg whites are fat-free. You also got cheese, which has a lot of fat in it, but it's also has good protein. When it comes to protein to fat ratio, it's about close to 1 to 1. So if there's like 8 grams of protein in cheese, there's like 8 grams of fat. So it's kind of close to around that range. And then we talked about the salmon earlier. And again, we looked at the fats and the proteins earlier, but right here we have 2.5 grams of fat. That's for only around 2 ounces. So each package has 12 ounces. And if you cut this in half, you're gonna get 6 ounces altogether. So you're really gonna get 2.5 times 3 for 6 ounces total. So you're getting close to 7.5 grams of fat. So just look out for things like that. But I don't want to talk too much about protein that's high in fat, but I'd rather talk about the other things, such as the butter, the oils, salt, seasoning, and just other things to make your food taste great. So first and foremost, if you don't like vegetables, if you don't like cooking, the most simplest way to make anything taste good is to use butter and salt and pepper. That's just cooking 101. And I use a special butter called ghee, which is a little bit more healthier than regular butter. It's basically butter, but it's been kind of clarified, meaning it has had the bad stuff taken out of it, and this is just the healthy part of butter. So I get this at Costco, but you can also find ghee at any other regular grocery store, even Walmart. And so, but again, everything at Costco is cheaper, whereas like a little thing of ghee is like $10. You get a whole thing for just a few bucks more. So you always get a better deal at Costco. So that's why everything I have is like mega size. But anyways, but yeah, butter, salt, and pepper is the basics to make anything taste great. And this ghee, this butter is just like any other butter. 1 tablespoon is 14 grams of fat, and that goes for just about any other kind of oil out there, including olive oil, salad dressings, etc. But butter and oil have about the same amount of fat in it. So 1 tablespoon of this butter, this ghee, is 14 grams of fat. So that's just something you would just naturally put in, you know this in your notes. So butter is full of fat, so you know how to calculate that into your diet. And so that's going to be one of your fat sources. So also olive oil. I don't usually cook with olive oil, but again, here 1 tablespoon is 14 grams of fat. So if you're going to cook with olive oil, you got to count that in. And to give you another option, there is also a fat-free cooking spray. If you want to use like avocado cooking spray here, it has 0 grams of fat in it, and it's 0 calories. So if you ever want to use this to cook your meat or your eggs or anything, you can use that as an option. Otherwise, I typically just use the butter to cook my eggs in, and sometimes other meats. But going on to other things, we got the salt and pepper. Again, like salt and pepper is just basic 101, make anything taste great, even vegetables. So if you cook your vegetables in butter, salt and pepper them up, they're gonna taste great. And anything else you add on top of that is just gonna taste that much better. So any kind of vegetable, I usually cook my spinach and saute it. And then I get peppers, like red peppers and yellow peppers, orange peppers. So I get greens, reds, yellows, and oranges, all kinds of colors of vegetables in my diet. So, but anyways, that's how you make vegetables taste great: butter, salt, and pepper. And then anything else after that, you want to put some garlic in there or ginger or whatever else, make it taste even more flavorful, go for it. But that's just basics 101. Salt, pepper, and butter makes everything taste great. The next thing I want to talk about is taco seasoning. I get this taco seasoning from Costco, and I throw taco seasoning on everything. So people love tacos, but you know what they really love about tacos is really just the flavor. So you know, whether it's a taco or fajita or whatever, it's always the taco seasoning that makes people want Mexican food. So it's usually just full of cumin and chili peppers and things like that. So, but anyways, I flavor everything with taco seasoning, including my chicken thighs. I even throw this in my rice if I want to. So, I mean, this is just a great seasoning to throw on anything that you want to make taste great. And then, so here's some condiments I like to use that are no carbs. So these are safe to use, such as like hot sauce. You got no carbs, there's no proteins, no fats. I get a sriracha sauce. I just so happen to get Sprouts sriracha sauce this week. They got like 1 carb in it, so that's basically not worth counting, so that's fine. And then I got the sugar-free barbecue sauce, which is great. You can throw this on top of your chicken, so it tastes awesome. So right here, you only have 2 carbs in this, and that's 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons is quite a bit of, you know, it's a good amount. So, but it's only 2 carbs as well. So this is really great to throw on anything, really. So I throw that on top of my chicken with my taco seasoning. It just gets too rambunctious with flavors, and it's great. So the next thing, you can do like Worcestershire sauce right here. You can throw this in your bison burgers. Let's just say you get some bison, you're making some burgers out of it. Some Worcestershire with salt and pepper makes that burger taste awesome. And then also, we also have some mustard, which is another condiment I like to use. I don't like ketchup. I don't really know the nutrition facts on that, so I have nothing against it. I just don't like ketchup. But if you want to, just go ahead and get some ketchup. But I don't have any on hand, so I have nothing to comment on that. But anyway, so we have mustard here, so no carbs, no fats, no protein. So you got all these great sauces, flavors, all this stuff. There's no carbs, there's no fat, or there's fats obviously in the butter and stuff, but all this stuff is all good to go. So you also have Montreal seasoning, which is also a really good hit. And this goes great on red meat and steaks. Then of course you have your soy sauce, which has just 1 carb in it, not much worth mentioning, but you can throw this on top of your salmon or shrimp. And then some other things really fast. You got salad dressing. I should have mentioned this earlier, but this kind of goes along in with your butter and fat sources, but that's something to consider is like your dressing. So right here, this is the Newman's creamy Caesar. I like Caesar dressing. I don't really like too many other ones out there, but they're all usually full of fat. And this one has 18 grams of fat for 2 tablespoons. And so also, if you're gonna make a salad, you can throw some Parmesan cheese on top of it, along with your Caesar dressing. I mean, same thing right here. Just a few flakes is good enough to get going. But like if you're a whole serving, 1 ounce of this is gonna be 8 grams of fat, 9 grams of protein. So you're still getting some protein, but you're also getting fat. But you gotta consider, if you're putting all this together, between 18 grams of fat plus another 8 more here, that's gonna be 26 grams of fat alone. But realistically, you're not gonna have that much cheese. You're just use this as a sprinkle, but it's not gonna really get even close to 8 grams of fat, really, if you just throw partial servings in there. So, but anyways, some great things to make your stuff taste great. Also, I put honey in my milk a lot. So if I make some warm milk at midnight, maybe throw some protein powder in there too. I like to keep I don't usually, I know drinking warm milk sounds strange, but I like to warm up my milk, but I'll throw some honey in there. So I have some warm milk with honey, and then I'll also throw some other spices in it. And this is like my end of the night drink, which I might have some videos on that later, but I typically will throw in these spices along in my milk, but these are also really great. So you got turmeric, nutmeg, cardamom. And so that's more of a different topic where I make my protein drinks and how I kind of spice that up. But also cinnamon is a really good spice to have on hand. If you ever want to throw cinnamon in anything, this is great for regulating your blood sugar levels. So if you really want to get into that deep of stuff, but just want to go through some ideas out there on how you can make your food taste great. Again, like taco seasoning is always a hit, and you can throw this on just about anything. So if you have your chicken thighs, your salmon, shrimp, you can name it, it's going to taste great. But again, just everything here is all that is needed to make your food great. And I do have one more special surprise for you, because I just saw this one. So this one is the last item I'm going to talk about. This is going to be balsamic glaze. Now, this is super, super good as far as like putting on top of your salads instead of using a salad dressing, for instance, because this has loads of fat in it, of course. But right here, this is a balsamic glaze. This is like only 6 carbs in it, no fat, no protein, but you're not even gonna use like a whole serving as part of like when you drizzle it on top of a salad. So basically in other videos, when I show you like the foods that I make, I literally just drizzle this on top of a salad, and it's just super, I mean, it's super wonderful. It tastes great. And the thing about it is it makes it look like your salad is super fancy at a like a 5-star restaurant or whatever. So but yeah, this is just anything like a 5-star restaurant would use, but this is like literally $9 to get this, and now all of a sudden your salad is fancy. So, but also there's no fat in it, and it tastes great, and honestly it tastes better than salad dressing does. So I prefer to have this on top of my salad, and then I'll throw my protein on top of it, and maybe even an extra sauce or two. But that's just another hidden gem right here. And so like instead of using a salad dressing on your salads, which is full of fat, but you're more than welcome to do this if you want to, because as long as you calculate the calories. But if you don't want anything that's fatty, say if you're already using a fatty meat in your salad, such as a chicken thigh, you don't want it, which has 10 grams of fat in it, then you add on top another 18 grams of fat from the salad dressing. Now your meal is 28 grams of fat because you're using a fatty protein. So the only way you could really get away with a salad dressing is if you had a fat-free protein like chicken breast or even ground turkey. But other than that, if you're having a fatty meat, such as salmon with your salad, or chicken thighs, or red meat, however, all that is gonna have extra fat in it. So if you have extra fat in your dressing, now your meal is around 28 grams of fat when it should be close to 15, more than likely. So that's what I'm saying, like instead of using a salad dressing with your salad, you can use a balsamic glaze, and then this will give you more options as far as like, say you do want to use salmon on top of your salad. Now you can drizzle this on top of your salad and have like a no fat and then low carb salad dressing. And then your salmon is in the mix with, the protein and the fat. So now that's a balanced meal. So this is just a good go-to for any kind of salad maker out there. So I have this on a daily basis. So that's just what I have in my pantry and in my kitchen, is like all these sauces. I'm a hot sauce, mustard, barbecue sauce type of a person. And Worcestershire, putting that inside like your bison burgers, that's always awesome. And then again, I cook all my meals with my ghee here, and then the avocado oil I'll use as a secondary option in case, let's say I had a bunch of fat throughout the day, whether that's through extra peanut butter or I had a chocolate bar or whatever. For my last late night meal, if I'm having eggs, I'll use this as an option to cook in, so it's fat free, so I won't have that extra fat tallied up in my daily allowance. So anyways, just some backup options there. So, but that's everything that I personally have, and that's how I make my diet work out for me, to where it's like I love what I eat and everything is awesome. So, I'm pretty satisfied with everything I have, and that's just what keeps me going. But anyways, that's a great basic meal plan to stick to, and flavors. So I just want to give you some ideas on things that you can do for yourself and how to make your meals more pleasurable, to make you looking forward to eating your meals, which is all about, eating and exercising. You gotta want to do it and like look forward to doing it. So just want to make this video to make sure that you guys have some ideas on how you can enjoy your meals and make them taste great. So I'll catch you next videos, and thanks for watching.